Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are well and I hope you guys are staying safe. Happy New Year, guys. Can you believe it is 2025 and can you believe it's your first time seeing me on your screens in this year? And I know we're in February, guys. Ooh. Anyway, so good to be back on your screens. Happy New Year. I wish you an amazing and prosperous 2025. From the title of the video, you can already tell I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the blouse that I'm wearing, and I'm going out with my friends, so I thought to get ready and I thought to show you guys, right? So I'm going ahead to accessorize. I am wearing some of my favorite pieces from my favorite brand, and if you're wondering what brand is that, are you new here? It is Ana Luisa, okay? So they're based out of the USA, but don't worry because they offer affordable and fast shipping around the world and free shipping if you're lucky enough to live in the USA, right? The shipping is so fast, like it surprises me. Like one time I ordered something and it was on Wednesday and I think I got it by Friday. So really reliable, fast shipping. And the thing I love most about this brand, you guys already know, is the fact that they have like eco-friendly packaging. So I have like, you know, this packaging, and I also have this one, like this is like a canvas material, so very, you know, eco-friendly packaging, really. So yeah, I've gone ahead to like wear like one of the chains I'm like from them. I really like this one. It's really cute and it has like a matching bracelet that I just got sent. My earrings are from them. I think it's the double Ashley earrings. My bracelet is from them as well. So I really like the fact that it's non-tarnish. I've had this for like a couple of months. And also, you know, the thing is they have a very affordable price point. So like all their pieces are very affordable. The jewelry is non-tarnish. I think you even get a 2-year warranty, right? So if you buy something from them, you actually get 2 years warranty. You know, they will attend to all your problems. Their customer service is spectacular. So yeah, I'm just wearing this other one that I just got sent. I really like the chunkiness of both chains, and they're both from Ana Luisa, of course. So I really like it. I think that, you know, they make for like excellent presents if you're going to give that to somebody. I think that it go really well with this fabric. Like I'm shining, girl. Yeah. So yes, I'm now all ready to go. And I'm going to be giving you guys a little New Year present. So if you're interested in shopping any of the pieces that I'm wearing, go ahead and use the link in the description box for 20% off. Like I said, you have nothing to worry about. Fast shipping, affordable non-tarnished jewelry, eco-friendly packaging. Like, come on, guys. And what's even better, you get 2 years warranty. So if there's anything or you need any support or anything from them, they are very responsive, and I promise you, you will not regret it. So how am I looking, guys? So it's a simple top. What I'm gonna have to do is tuck in this side. I've left this side out, you know, it's very free. I like it. It's not overly free, so as you can see around the bust is slightly fitted, but also I've got room for when I eat and my lunch baby starts to show. Okay, so I really like the fact that, you know, the blouse is free. I love the, you know, the choice of gold jewelry that I've decided to go with. I actually have like, you know, other jewelry. Like in this one, this is like the silver one of the one I'm wearing actually, so it's silver, but like obviously I decided to go with gold. But you know what, silver actually bangs with this outfit as well. But anyway, we started with gold, so we'll leave it with gold. Okay, yeah, so I really love Ana Luisa. Anyway, so yes, if you're interested in learning how to make the blouse, you definitely want to keep watching. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on the awesome content that I make. Okay, all right guys, let's enjoy the video and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
You'll need the following items: some pattern paper, you need your bodice block, you need some thread, you need your fabric. Of course, I've got about 3 yards, but I only ended up using 1 yard. You need your fabric scissors, you need your rotary cutter, you need your tailor's chalk, of course, but again, that's not pictured here. You need your measuring tape, and I got hemming glue. I didn't end up using the tailor's web, to be fair. I ended up, you know, doing a rolled hem. The next thing to do is to mark your start and end point on your pattern paper. So for this blouse, I wanted it to be about 24-25 inches in length, including all allowances. Placing the back bodice on your pattern paper, go ahead and trace out the neckline and then part of the shoulder. You'll notice that when I get to the dart area, I pivot it so that the dart is closed. Essentially what that means is I just got rid of the darts. If that's too complicated for you, trace it as it is. However, ignore the dart, as in don't sew the dart. At the base, I went ahead to mark 1/4 of my hip measurement. And after marking that point, I went ahead to draw a slant line to meet the armhole area. Again, if you don't have a bodice, this is fine. All you have to do is kind of just make, your own bodice, because it's a free top, so you don't need any darts, nothing really. It's very easy to make. I made sure to sort out the armhole so that it looks nice and neat. And then after that, I was happy with it. I went ahead to label it as the center back. For this one, we'll be cutting on folds. Don't forget that. Now, at the hem, I went ahead to mark 1 inch. And the reason why is because I wanted to make sure that the hemming allowance was clear. Also, I wanted to make sure that when I cut it out, it wasn't an awkward shape. So essentially what I did was that I marked the 1 inch on the pattern paper, as you can see, and then I folded it in and then cut it that way. So what happens is when you open it up, it maintains the shape and it's not awkward. It's a very small thing, but just makes a difference in your finishing. Those of you who get it, get it. Once you're done with that, you want to go ahead and finish cutting it, and then you're literally done with the back piece. I'm going ahead to check everything I've done, and then I went ahead to measure out the shoulder just so I know what I'm working with. I wrote out the measurement that I took on the side just so I remember, and then we want to go ahead to the front piece. So for the front piece as well, you want to mark your start and end lines just like we did, exact same length like we did for the back. And then you want to paste your front bodice on it as shown. As you can see, I'm only tracing from the shoulder neck point up onto the armhole. So I didn't trace the other parts because they're not relevant. Then at the base, I went ahead to mark 1/4 of my hip measurement. So similar to what we did for the back. And then I went to draw a slant line so that it could connect the hip area to the armhole, as you can see. Because the blouse is a v-neck, I want to mark the neck depth, so that's how low I want it to be, and I went with 10.5 inches. Any lower and the girls will be out. So I went ahead to draw a v-neck or a slant line from the shoulder neck point, right, up until the neck depth that I measured. And at this point, we're literally done. Before we finish it up, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/2 inch to the center front area, and then 1/2 inch as well to the neckline area. And the reason why I'm doing that now on the pattern is I don't want to forget. So essentially, this is an allowance that I'm adding. I will add allowance to the other sides, but I don't normally do that on pattern. So now that I'm happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and mark my 1 inch at the hem as well, which is my hemming allowance, just so I remember. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this out in similar fashion to how we cut out the back bodice. If you're interested in learning how to make your own bodice, please go ahead and watch the video I've linked in the iCards above. Or if you want to watch the dart manipulation video, please go ahead and click on the link in the description box and you can watch it. Now that we have our pattern, I'm going to go ahead and label it front. And for the front, we'll be cutting 2 pieces. However, we want to quickly cut our facing. So I'm going to go ahead and place the front piece on another paper and then put some weight on it to keep it down. Then as you can see, I'm just tracing out the outline for the front piece. After tracing out the main parts, which is the center front area, I'm going to go ahead and cut out like just a little bit. Essentially, the facing only needs to be about 2.5 inches wide. So nothing crazy. Now we have 3 pieces, our facing, our front piece, as well as our back piece, right? Now for the front piece, we're going to go ahead and increase the shoulder area so that we have more gathers or more fullness. Grab your front bodice block again and then go ahead and place it on the pattern. And then you want to mark a point on the armhole. So that point I'm marking on the armhole. You also want to mark the apex point for where the shoulder dart was ending. And I used my L for that. Now what we're trying to do is we want to increase the dart or the dart at the shoulder. So I'm going to ahead to draw a line from the apex up to there. And then I'm just cutting it. Again, watch my dart manipulation video, guys. Then from that apex point as well, I'm going to draw another line towards the armhole. So what I'm doing is I am reducing the armhole so that it's snug and it's not too loose. I find that many times my armhole is always loose anyway. So because it's a sleeveless dress, sleeveless blouse rather, I'm reducing the armhole, and I'm going to add whatever I take out from the armhole, I'm adding it towards the gathers at the shoulder. Does that make sense? So essentially what I've done is I've created a slash line around the shoulder, and then around the armhole I've marked a point. Now from the point that I marked around the armhole, the small point, I'm going to mark 1 centimeter to the left and another 1 centimeter to the right. Then I'm going to create a false dart. Now, after creating my false dart, I'm going to close my dart over. Now you see that my armhole is no longer aligned, right? It's gaping over, but that's fine. We can fix that later. And then using some paper tape, I'm going to go ahead and close my false dart. Once I close my false dart, you notice that my shoulder dart opens up a bit more. Again, this is simple dart manipulation technique. So if you haven't seen that video, honestly, you should definitely watch it. After sorting out the dart, I go ahead to realign my armhole using a new curve. And then I'm happy with the new armhole. I just trim off all the excess paper. Now, to make this easier for whoever is sewing, we're going to go ahead and add some paper to just, show the new dart that we've added. Okay, so get some plain paper. I'm going to get some paper tape, and we're going to tape the paper onto the pattern paper onto the plain paper. Here's what we have, guys, after taping the pattern paper onto the plain paper. So using a biro, I'm just redrawing my dart so I can also reshape it by folding the dart over and then just, basically reshaping it. So now that my dart is done, I'm happy with the results. I'm going to go ahead and cut off all the excess paper around the dart. Alright guys, so the next thing we want to do is mark out our allowances. So remember I said for the front piece we added the allowance of 1/2 inch already to the center front area and the neckline. There's already 1 inch hemming allowance at the bottom. So we're going to add 1/2 inch to the side seam, the armhole and the shoulder. And on the facing, we're only going to add 1/2 inch to the shoulder, which is the top area. On the back side, remember we're cutting the back on fold, so you want to make sure to indicate that on your pattern. 1/2 inch around the neckline, 1/2 inch around the shoulder, 1/2 inch around the armhole, and 1/2 inch around the side seam. Go ahead and place your back pattern onto your fabric, making sure it's on the wrong side of the fabric. And then you want to go ahead and cut out your fabric with all the allowances as mentioned. Repeat the same thing for the front, being careful not to add any more allowance onto the center front area, but you want to add to the side seam, the armhole, and the shoulder as indicated. Once you're done with this and you're happy, you want to go ahead and cut out your facing as well. So only the back piece will be cut on fold. The rest of them would be cut separately. I also cut out some bias strips from my fabric. Again, if you want to learn how to cut out bias, go ahead and watch my video for that. Starting with the front piece, go ahead and mark the neck depth area, so where you wanted the neck to stop, and then you want to go ahead and pin the two pieces together, of course on the wrong side. After doing that, go ahead and sew 1/2 inch all the way down. You also want to repeat this for the facing, and after sewing, this is what it should look like, right? So you have that, it opens up like so, and you have the facing on top. Next, you want to go ahead and iron this open. Make sure that you iron it really nice and flat. So that's the facing and the main fabric. I went ahead and also overlocked it, and this is what it looks like after ironing and overlocking. Now we're going to go ahead and finish off the neckline. So place the facing on the main fabric so the right sides are facing each other. And then go ahead and pin them in place, being careful to make sure that it's as neat as possible. So we're going to pin from one side of the neckline to the middle point, and then pin from the other side to the middle point. After pinning, you want to go ahead and sew them on 1/2 inch sewing allowance that we left earlier. Again, you want to be careful to sew as close as possible to the V-neck part. After sewing, that's what it looks like. We're going to go over to the back piece. On the back piece, you want to go ahead and grab your bias strips. Again, if you don't want to use the one you've made, you can use a store-bought. I just think it's nicer with the bias you've made, and I have a video showing you guys how to make it. So using your bias strip, you're going to go ahead and sort out the neckline. So it's a really small piece. Go ahead and sew it in place. And then after sewing it, our neckline is pretty much done. This is what it looks like after sewing it. Cut off the excess bias, and here is what we have. Now, we're going to go ahead and go over to the front piece. On the front, we need to gather it because apparently what we have now is way more than what we have on the back shoulder, right? So to gather it, I'm going to go ahead and sew some gather stitches, making sure my machine is on the loosest setting. I pull the gather stitches in place and this is what it looks like. It's giving you an idea of what the top will look like. And I'm actually quite liking it, guys. I don't know about you. What do you think? Adjust the gathers based on your preference. So if you want them all accumulated to the sides or if you want them well distributed, that's entirely up to you. Next, we're going to go ahead and place the back piece on it. So to sort out the shoulders, you want to open up the facing for the back, for the front piece. Then you want to place the back piece on it so that the right sides are facing each other. So essentially, the point where the facing and the main fabric meet, you want to make sure that the bias neckline sits there. And then you want to go ahead and pin that in place. You're basically sandwiching the back piece into the facing, right? So essentially, the back piece, the shoulder area of the back piece is resting against the shoulder area of the front piece, and then the facing goes over. Now, after doing that, you want to go ahead and spread out the gathers as it should be, and then you want to go ahead and sew this in place. So if you know how to sew shoulders, essentially you're just doing the exact same thing, only with the fact that you have a facing this time. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, we have the gathers on here, and then we have, the facing on the other side. Using my overlocker as well, I'm going ahead to overlock this, and this is what it looks like overlocked. Next, guys, we are actually done with the shoulders. So let's go ahead and move over to the table, and this is what we have at the moment. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, I am judging you. Please hit the subscribe button, share this video to your friend, tell someone to make this for you, tell someone to make it with you, challenge someone or something, guys. All right, moving on. So now the next thing for us to do is to sort out the armhole, and we're going to be using bias strips as well. So again, I have a video teaching you how to make your own bias strips, and I have a video teaching you how to sew bias strips. If you haven't watched it, I will link them in the description box, so go ahead and watch it. As you can see, I did a good job if I say so myself, right? So let's flip this over to the wrong side, and then over to the wrong side, and then we can sort out the sides. So I flipped it over to the wrong side, and what we're going to do is hem the sides. I've already done one of it, but I wanted to do the second one on camera. If the excess bias strip is disturbing you, cut it off, which is what I'm doing now. And then using your pins, hold the side seams together from the armhole area up until the ends of the blouse. After pinning, you want to go ahead and sew on 1/2 inch sewing allowance, and of course give it a good overlocking and a good ironing. You want to sort out the hem. I went with rolled hems, however you could use like the hemming glue or anything you want really. And at this point, guys, we are all done. I'm really happy with the result of the blouse, and I'm sure you guys will agree it looks nice on me. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. I hope it was worth your while, and I hope you enjoyed making your blouse. If you did actually make your blouse, please tag me. I would love to see what you've done. So tag me at sounique_ng for Instagram, or like TikTok or Twitter. Really just tag me on any of my social media platforms, and I will definitely give you a shout out and repost. Okay, and again, don't forget, if you're interested in shopping affordable, non-tannish, good quality jewelry, use the link I've put in the description box. You get 20% off Ana Luisa, and you can get amazing pieces like the ones that I'm rocking. So whether you want like necklaces, rings, you want bracelets, you want like, earrings, you want to give a nice Valentine's gift, you want to give a nice birthday gift, you want to give a nice Happy New Year's gift, whatever the purpose, you can definitely find something on their website. So make sure you get it over there and start shopping. All right, guys, thank you and have a good week.